Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books and I am sweating. We are having a heat wave in September. We're basically having our summer now because we definitely didn't get it in August. I think there was a brief moment in July when we did get a bit of warmth, but yeah. Today we are continuing with Liv Beaufont. I just adore this series. It just feels so much more grown up than the Sophia series, because for Sophia it was definitely a teenage coming of age type thing. With Liv, it's her understanding her role in her 20s following the deaths of her parents and her siblings, and understanding how she fits in to her family and the royalty that she was born into. So today's books are book 5, 6, 7 and 8. So it's the loyal friend, the stubborn advocate, the unrelenting fighter and the ferocious force. So in one more video we'll be finished with the final 4. It's obvious that the full 12 books covers one storyline in regards to Liv figuring out what happened to her parents and her siblings and what they died fighting for. So yeah, in the book that I have just finished, we have learnt, well, to be fair, we've always known who's behind it because we've been getting the baddie's point of view since the beginning, but it was the point where Liv finally understands and knows what's going on. Obviously she's had her theories about Adler since the beginning because of his role as a counsellor in the House of 7, which we all now know is actually the House of 14, especially in the series because it's over the past 4 books that she's pretty much confirmed that it's actually supposed to be the House of 14, and there's supposed to be mortals on the council as well, and so she's in the process of trying to make sure that mortals find out about magic again, because the point is that magic can't exist if people don't believe in it, which I think is just such an important thing just for life anyway, because it just makes me think of the quote, I mean, I'm sure it's not just from the Santa Claus, but I always remember it being from the Santa Claus. Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And so you will only see and feel the magic if you believe in it. If you don't believe in it, when it's shown to you, you won't think of it that way. And the way it's presented in these books is the idea that mortals can see magic, but because they don't actually believe in it and they've been coerced, they've been manipulated to not see it, it means that even when they do see it, they'll forget about it and try to find another explanation for it. I feel like these books go deeper than you think they do, because on the surface it's a fantasy series, but at the same time it's got some really important things in there. And obviously the whole thing starts off with the death of their siblings. We've got Ian and Reese who die at the very, very beginning in the first book, and from that you find out that the parents were killed before that. And so grief is one of the first things that you look at in this book series, at least for Liv anyway. And then from there you've got her going through all the different stages of that, and she's very in fight mode because she wants to know what's going on. Liv does. She wants to know, and she wants to continue her family's legacy. We've kind of come to a point in the series where she found out what that legacy is, because it's never clearly painted at the beginning what her family legacy is. And when Liv finally finds out what happened to her parents, and because in the last couple of books Liv has found her mother's sword, I can't say it. I can see it written down. It's like Inexebralis, something like that. It's Latin. I can't pronounce it. In my head I can pronounce it, but out loud obviously I can't. But yeah, she's found her mother's sword, and her mother has trapped memories within that sword. And so, was it last book or the book before that, that Liv went to the person who made the sword to unleash the memories locked in it. And it was such a beautiful moment, that moment in the story where Liv gets to see her mother again in memory form, and my heart was breaking for a bit, because it's just like, I know how that feels, you know, as somebody who has gone through grief. I think anybody who has gone through grief, who has lost somebody close to them, will understand that if they got one last chance to see them again, how much that would kind of break your heart into a million pieces over again, because you were just there going, I have so much more to say to you, but at the same time you know it's definitely the last time you're going to see them. And that's what happens to Liv when she finally sees her mother and gets that confirmation of what happened to her parents when they died. Because when the memory is formed, her mother presents as just this full person that she can touch and feel. And I think that's what makes it so much harder, the fact that she can hug her mother while she's finding out what happened. And yeah, there's so much that I am not saying because I don't want to spoil the complete beginning of this story, despite the fact that if you've been here before and you have watched my videos, you will have seen me talk about the Sophia books, and this just explains everything. I wish I read Liv first, but at this point I'm just getting so much information that I know will pass on to the other series. Like, I'm seeing the origins of characters that came into the Sophia series and going, oh, so this is what they were like before. And I know that there's going to be an evolvement of sorts as they become the people that I fell in love with in the Sophia story. And yeah, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, and it's just got such a good mystery, this one. Because with the Sophia series, it was lots, because it was like 24 books, it was lots of like stories that were limited to like 3 or 4 books as you went on. There was obviously a full underlying story as well. With this one, it is the one mystery that's at the complete heart of it. And as I said, it comes back to her parents and her siblings and what they died looking for and fighting for, and what they hope that Liv and Clark, her brother, and eventually Sophia, because she's a little girl in this one, what they hope that they will do in order to continue the Beaufont legacy. Yeah. It's just, can you tell I am loving it? I feel like I'm saying so little about the story, but in regards to finding out about Adler Sinclair and the God Magician, and the fact that it's obvious that the Sinclair family are just not right. And I think because I wasn't paying that much attention to that part of the story in the Sophia story, because it was ultimately about Sophia taking her rightful place as a dragon rider and the involvement of that. Seeing the origins of the House of 14 and the House of 7, and so you're getting a proper insight into how that council works. It was lots of kind of just like throwaway comments and things in the Sophia series, whereas here I'm really getting that full story, so I can really concentrate on those characters, which means that obviously because it was kind of like a little just drop every now and again in the Sophia series, I can't remember what happened with the Sinclairs afterwards. I might have to go back and watch my own videos and see if I said anything about the Sinclair family in the Sophia story. I don't think I did. But yeah, because at the point where I'm at, important members of the Sinclair family have passed away, and so I've literally just finished the book where a long lost Sinclair member is being brought back in, and so I'm just there thinking, I don't remember this character in Sophia. What's going to happen here? Is this Sinclair as corrupted as the rest of them, or is she going to do something different? Because yes, it's a she, this long lost Sinclair family member. So I'm just excited. With 4 other books to go, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes in regards to the God Magician and the Sinclair family, and how it's all going to be taken down. Because in regards to the books that I've just finished, and the fact that some important members of the Sinclair family are now dead, it will be interesting to see how that Sinclair family evolves. I swear there was a new Sinclair in Sophia. But that just wasn't important in the Sophia series, because it's Liv's story. I'm obsessed. Because these are wrap-ups, I'm not really going through the blurb, so you're not getting each of the individual stories, but I'll just say that it really is just one big underlying story, one big plot point going through all 12 of these books. So, yeah. In regards to other series, got the Bullet That Missed, Richard Osman front cover. I'm about halfway through, and I think I might be able to finish it today, because unexpected day off. Turns out I wasn't needed today, so that was nice. Got to have a little bit of a sleep in. and it is beautiful. As I said at the beginning of this video, we're having a heat wave at the moment in September, and so I'm going to go sit in the garden. I've already popped on some suntan lotion, I've just been letting that sink in while I talk to you. And yeah, I'm going to take this out into the garden, and with some sunglasses. Where are my fun sunglasses that I'm going to take outside? Hey! My parents have just had their wardrobes redone, and they had to empty everything out, and so my mum was just like taking everything out and going, do you want this, do you want this? And we found these. I think these are so old. Was this one like an old Christmas or New Year's where everybody had a pair of funky sunglasses? These are kid sunglasses, but they fit my head perfectly, so it just tells you that I must have an incredibly small head. But yeah, so I'm taking these outside with my book, and I'm going to try and make a bigger dent in this. But yeah, I'm just before halfway. Yeah, I started reading this at the theatre, but it's been a bit quiet because basically it's been dark at the theatre while they get ready for some new shows. I've just sat here with my sunglasses on. Yeah, so we're starting to have things come back in again. But it just means that because this has been my theatre book, I haven't read much of it. So I did read a couple of chapters last night in bed. So I'm doing kind of like a chapter in a bit at a time. But I just want to sit down and just read this. So I'm going to take some... I think I'll take an elderflower and tonic into the garden and read that. I like my elderflower and tonic. Nice and refreshing with ice on a hot day. Because let's have a look and see what it claims to be the temperature outside. It says it's 22 degrees right now, and it's like 11:30 in the morning, and it's going up to like 28 degrees today. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Keep watching so that you can find out about the rest of Liv. 4 more books of Liv. And finishing this. I'm a bit behind on the series Sunday ones at the moment. I somehow got out of sync because normally I kind of alternate my books between like a regular book and something that's in a series, and at the moment I've got like 3 unedited regular videos with the series Sunday videos missing, so I just need to do a couple of series to kind of catch up and put myself back on track again so I can upload properly, because I like to do it in order. It's my OCD coming out, and I'm not just throwing that out, I do have OCD. Bit of a perfectionist, me. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. Yeah, you can just talk to me in the comments if there's anything you want to talk about, whether it's the books I'm reading, whether it's stuff that you want to see, book recommendations, anything like that. Just chat to me. Thank you to the new subscribers. It has been very nice. It's very sweet when I see the numbers going up, and it's just like, oh, I'm so glad that people are liking and enjoying and watching my videos, which is always nice. Though I must admit, I do this because I just like to read and talk about the books. It's almost like therapy a bit, because like when I finish a book, my brain can like stew for ages thinking, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I'm trying to process, and being able to talk about the books and really think about what I've read it's fun and therapeutic. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Stay safe, everybody. I love you all. Bye.